Hey guys, Styx with the Token Minorities, and yes, I am back bringing you some Styx versus the top of the ladder, or SVTL as I affectionately call it. And the first match I'm going to bring you in the ORAS metagame is an Ubers match against Northern Lights. Again, as you saw previously, this is just the team that my boy Joseph gave me, and I've just been playing with it. It works pretty well. And yeah, without further ado, we'll just go ahead and jump right into the battle. He leads off with his Arceus Ground as I lead off with my Dialga. Unfortunately, I was predicting his either Groudon or Klefki, and I have no reason staying in with this matchup because it is really bad for me. So I just switch out into my Ho-Oh immediately, trying to scout out what kind of Arceus this is, and I don't think he'll predict this early, as he does just go for the Judgment, which shows me that he is definitely a support Arceus and will most likely not carry Stone Edge, because otherwise he would have Earthquake. And right here, I'm just going to go for the Brave Bird with my Ho-Oh, get some damage off, as this is obviously physically defensive Arceus, which kind of sucks because Ho-Oh won't be able to 2-ko it. So right there, I just go for the burn. Luckily, I get it immediately, meaning that this Arceus will not be able to stay in, as I will eventually be able to take it out with just Brave Bird damage, it plus burn, blah blah blah. But anyway, right here, I predict the switch, didn't predict it into Groudon, because I just go for the Brave Bird right here, trying to KO the Arceus or get good damage off on whatever comes in, as unfortunately I don't do enough to where an Earthquake will be able to kill. But either way, I'm just going to go for it and maybe KO the Groudon if it's not defensive, and maybe he'll miss a Stone Edge, but he just sets up his rocks as he does turn out to be defensive. And right here, I know he is obviously going to switch into something. I really don't know what, but I am just going to go for the safe Sacred Fire because it could potentially burn something that comes in. Unfortunately, he goes into his own Ho-Oh, which takes Sacred Fire rather nicely, and although I could save my Ho-Oh as it's such a threat to his team, I just decide to YOLO with Ho-Oh. I'm sorry guys, I will never say that again. But I Brave Bird the Ho-Oh, luckily I outspeed, and his Ho-Oh goes down, which is a huge threat to my team. So right now, I just kind of need to get rocks off the field. But I kind of predicted, I don't know what I predicted. Oh yeah, I did predict the Mets to come in and try to set up on me, so I just go into my Xerneas to threaten it out with a Moonblast, and I'm not really going to play any games right here. I'm just going to go straight for the Moonblast, get some damage off on the Klefki, as it does a nice 30%. I mean, nothing to write home about, but it's nice. But considering his Klefki is in, I can just go straight into my Arceus and defog away those rocks, which, while they're not super detrimental to my team, they're still pretty annoying. But he just goes for the Toxic, which doesn't really matter too much. Well, I'm hoping it won't matter too much, because my Arceus does carry Will-O-Wisp, which can take care of the Ments or the... Actually, no, not his Arceus, because it's already revealed to be Ground. But right here it goes into his Latias, as I am just going to defog away the rocks. Unfortunately, I don't want to take a Draco Meteor or an HP Fire, and I kind of want to get my own rocks up, so I'm just going to switch directly into my Dialga, who is somewhat specially defensive. It's kind of a support set, as he goes for the Psyshock and doesn't do that much at all, so I will be able to get up my rocks here, potentially get off with Draco, as his Draco does way too much to me, to where another Draco will KO even at -2. As I just go for the rocks, set him up, as he goes for the defog right here, and I just wanted to get some damage off. Hindsight 2020 should have known that this Latias was his defogger, but oh well. I go for the Draco, it's an easy 2-hit KO, but he does go for the Roost right here, as I do set my rocks back up, and unfortunately these next couple turns are me just telling him, look, I am going to die, but my rocks are going to be up whether you like it or not. So I'm just going to repeatedly go for rocks. I don't really care if he gets up to full health, because my plan right here is to go into my Double Dance Groudon and set up on him and potentially sweep. I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to with the Salamence. I'll have to make some nice plays, but I think I can be able to sweep if I can get to even +1 and +2 speed to outspeed everything, as I do go into my Primal Groudon right here. And I'm immediately going to go for the Rock Polish, because that way I will be able to outspeed everything, and I might be able to KO the Arceus if it comes in at stock with an Earthquake, although I should have guessed that the Salamence was going to come in. But either way, I get to +2 speed right here, and I just go straight for the Stone Edge, because if he wanted to set up on me and I went for the Swords Dance, I would be in a little bit of trouble, as he does Earthquake. It is a 2-hit KO. However, I predict that he will want to keep his Salamence for later, as I'm going to go for the Swords Dance right here as he goes into his own Groudon as a sack. And this won me the game right here, assuming I don't miss any Stone Edges, which is very probable because Stone Edge is not an 80% accurate move. As Latias comes in, it is going to get wrecked by a Stone Edge. And like I said, if I can hit, nothing on his team can take hits at all. Honestly, I would have tried to go into Klefki and Toxic me. That way I could potentially get worn down to the point of dying, and maybe he could have made some tricky double switches and whatnot to rack up toxic damage. But that's not what happens, as the rest of his team is just gonna straight up die. Yeah, that Mence is just dead, like completely dead. And thank you, Stone Edge, for hitting 3 out of 3 times. That'll never happen to me again in my life, as this Klefki is just going to get absolutely destroyed by +1 Earthquake coming off of 503 attack. So yeah, that is going to be the game with my Double Dance Groudon, a very, very underrated set in my opinion, coming through. Looking at this guy's rating, he was at 1600, which if we jump into Showdown, I am on the little cup ladder right here. Let's go back, let's go to Ubers, assuming it ever loads. Alright, so 1600 was right about number, yeah, it would have been number 38 on the ladder. But yeah, that's the game, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I am finally back, and yeah, this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.